Hello and welcome to Guides.Global. My name's John Howell and I'm the editor. With me I have Başak Yıldız Orkun, who is a lawyer who's working here in Bodrum, Turkey. Başak, welcome.
Hi, John.
In this very short video we're going to talk about religion, and we're doing it in the context of a whole range of videos that we're producing about all sorts of aspects of living, working, doing business in Turkey. But I didn't feel that we should pass religion by because it's very topical at the moment in Turkey. You have an election coming up which is going to possibly change the way in which Turkey is governed sometime in April, so it's just a few weeks' time. And there's been a lot of talk in the West about Turkey and religion and Islam and all of these other things. So I thought it was just important to clarify where Turkey stands on all of this. So can we start at the beginning of modern Turkey? I mean, Turkey has been a Muslim country for 1,500 years now.
Yeah.
Ever since the Prophet was alive, almost, Turkey has been Muslim. But since the beginning of modern Turkey in 1923, the Republic, Turkey has been a secular state.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean to you as a Turkish person?
We are not governed as per religious rules, or our government has a secularity from the religious state, I would say.
So you are allowed to be a Muslim, and you're encouraged to be a Muslim, I suspect, but you don't have to be a Muslim, and
Yes.
the priests do not, the imams do not control the government.
Exactly,
the government
correct.
is independent of religion.
Yeah.
And I guess that the government does quite a few things that probably religion would not approve of. I mean, for example, alcohol, for example, being freely available in the country, maybe that would not be something that you'd perhaps want to see.
Yeah, this is why we
purely,
think that it is secular,
yes.
because the religion has nothing to do with the laws and the rules.
Yes. Now, Turkey is overwhelmingly a Muslim country.
99%.
Yes. Although there are literally hundreds of Christian churches and Jewish synagogues around the country, but nonetheless it's 99% Muslim. But as a person who comes to Turkey fairly often and who knows quite a number of Turkish people, it doesn't seem to me that you are very, I was going to say very serious Muslims. That doesn't come out quite right. You are Muslims, but you are not obsessive about being Muslims.
Actually, I would say we are like a Muslims, but we just live our religion privately.
Yes.
So we don't want to explore it all over the streets and to the world, and we don't want interfere any third parties religious thinking. I think it's a private matter. So a person could be very religious, but you may not understand it by looking at him. So,
yes. But we're here in Bodrum. There must be, I don't know, 2 mosques in Bodrum, and every couple of hours the call to prayer comes out. But I don't see hundreds of people rushing to the mosque to answer the call to prayer.
Yeah, because ideally, for praying, you don't have to be at the mosque.
Yes.
So you can pray at your home.
Yes.
And obviously nowadays, because of the working hours and it is really tough to go praying 5 times a day. So
yes.
people are mostly doing maybe in the evenings.
Yes.
And youth population, as all over the world, I think it is. They are not religious too much.
They're not as enthusiastic about
Yes.
religion as their parents and grandparents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the picture I'm getting here is that Turkey is Muslim in the same way that England is Christian, in that if we have a religion, that's it. But we don't obsess about it. There is more to life than our religion. Would that be a fair summary?
Maybe not that much, I would say, because when you look at the big cities and the metropolitan places or a western side of Turkey, yes, you're probably right. But when you go to the east and Anatolia, they are more conservatives, not only religious, conservatives and the religious. You might feel more religion maybe inside of Turkey.
Yes, I mean, much poorer in most places, much more conservative, much less in the way of communications.
Correct.
Yes, so that is another part of Turkey altogether.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is not existing. It is existing, but obviously the other part of Turkey doesn't.
As a complete aside, yesterday we went to the museum in Bodrum, and there was a map showing the ancient Athens Empire. And it struck me that was still pretty much in cultural terms the way it is. The Athens Emperor stretched, say, 50 kilometres into Turkey. And there's still a difference, isn't there? Once you go 50 or 100 kilometres inside Turkey, things change.
Yeah, because I think we have more than one culture in Turkey. Like an influence of the, of course, the Roman part, in the north of Turkey, you have a completely different culture. On the Far East, we have a completely, because we are a big country, and we have different cultures, which is affecting everything. I think, how religious the public of that part is affecting, or are they conservative, or are they more drinking, are they more reading? Yes. So I think it is just a clash of cultures, diversity, I would say.
But to reassure our viewers who may have been hearing, difficult things about Turkey, if they come to do business in Turkey or to live in Turkey, they're not going to have to wear a burqa, or they're not going to have to wear a headscarf, or they're not going to have to give up drinking alcohol. They're not going to have to go to mosque 5 times on a Friday. That is not what this is about.
Yeah, I think times have changed, and we have an internet now. Yes. We have endless social media that you can easily go and check a Turkish 18 years old girl how she lives. So I think we shouldn't be really discussing that much frightened anymore. Even imagine Dubai. They are just the United Arab Emirates. You can still drink there.
Yes.
They have some rules, but it's already international. So I think, time has changed.
A bit of reassurance, viewers. Thank you, Başak.
Thank you, John.
I hope you found that interesting, and if so, of course, please like us or follow this channel. If you want to know more about what it's like to live and work and do business in Turkey, look at our guides online at www.Guides.Global, or better still, please buy our book, written by Başak, myself and a couple of others, which is a true bargain. See you again soon. Goodbye.